Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's card. He's not in there.
Why would he be in his office at 3 o'clock? Where is he? Conference room.
Okay, I believe that is an L. It is, in fact, an L.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Hello, welcome back, and another crazy day for me. I started this, and my microphone has no speakers, so I plug in my headset, and nothing's there. I'm like, well, this kind of sucks because I wanted to show some video, but we're working around that, and I just shut the door because I have a beautiful blue tick coonhound in here. And she's going to join us. So I'm sure that at some point she will say, "What's up?" This is going to be a quickie today. I like doing these nooners. Who doesn't like a nooner, right? And who doesn't like a quickie? So today I've got to get out of here. I've got, I've said before, I've got family and medical stuff, and it's absolutely driving me insane. But anyway, besides that, I like doing this stuff. I like it a lot. And I feel like there's such a absence of fun in the middle of the day now. So if I get a phone call, though, I will have to dive off of here. I'm going to make a sudden stop, and I apologize for that. But life is what it is right now. Anyway, so check this out. This is a big trial that's going on. I had heard about this years ago. Forgot about it. Let's see, pull this up. Why can't I pull that up? Oh, there we go. So this dude, Curtis Reeves. Now here's what's great about it. It's Pasco County, Florida. And those of you that were a live PD fans, you know Pasco County. There's not a home that's not a trailer. There's not a trailer, it's not a home. And anyway, it's Pasco County, Florida. And why that Live PD comes to mind is because Live PD was started by Dan Abrams, who now owns Law and Crime, who is trying to make copyright claims on public broadcast of court proceedings, which is a unique step. But basically, when you hear there are problems with the legal system and stuff like that, because they're gambling that their pockets are deeper than yours, and they're going to be able to run somebody like me off. So screw that. Anyway, this is interesting. So this dude right here, that's Curtis Reeves. He shot a guy in a movie theater after the guy threw popcorn at him. They argued he had a right to stand his ground. I don't know how far away they were. I don't know the velocity or the ballistics of thrown popcorn. If it got in your eye, you can imagine the salt. Your vision could be impaired permanently, maybe. Was that butter? I mean, how greasy was the popcorn? Did they get the extra butter? I don't know. Was it at the top? Was it still hot? Was it hot popcorn, or was it, that kind of been underneath that heat lamp in there for a while? No idea. But this guy threw popcorn at him, and which is a possible multi-projectile deal. It's childish, to say the least, and it's stupid. Do you know how much movie theater popcorn costs? Why would you throw that at an old guy like this? And here's the thing. They're in a movie theater. There's some video now, but they always cut it out. Well, here, let me just read this really quick. 8 years ago at the Grove Theater in Wesley Chapel, an argument over texting before a movie. I'm sure they probably had, the movie theater is probably who to blame, because they probably had one of the things that said, please silence your cell phones. No texting during the movie. Texting before a movie and with Chad Olson dead. And by the way, this is on Reader because the other site was trying to give StreamYard AIDS. The man arrested for the shooting was a retired Tampa police officer named Curtis Reeves. Why'd you move from Tampa to Pasco County? After years of delays, pre-trial hearings, and COVID-19 pandemic, the trial is set to begin Monday. ABC Action News legal analyst Jeffrey Schwartz said prosecutors should have worked harder to get this trial underway much sooner. They allowed themselves basically to be pushed around and accommodated. Richard Escobar early on. I think the two judges who handled this up to that point also did the same. I heard the guy is supposed to be a really good attorney. I don't know, but the last name Escobar is kind of cool to say. Instead of Richard, it'd be like cool. He's like Ricardo Escobar. It sounds like a Latin lover. It's your mysterious. Oh, hey, look, Carol looks happy. Well, she's got a new guy, Ricardo Escobar. Since the shooting, a lot of information has been revealed about the entire incident. According to Reeves, he and his wife were sitting just behind Olson. Reeves said he asked Olson to stop texting. Here's the thing. When I saw the video, and it's a horrible video. It's scratchy. It's, you see all the dust flying in there and stuff. And you can't even really make out of, who's who and what, and they cut it off. But the theater's empty. I'd like to know what movie it was they went to go see. But the theater was empty, and they sat beside each other. Who does that? I like to have at least a row. If I have an empty theater, and one time I remember I went in, saw a movie with a friend, and we're sitting there, and here comes a jabroni right down our aisle and sits 4 seats away from us. There's nobody else in the theater. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is so uncomfortable. Anyway, let's see, my voice was low, and I said, sir, can I get you to put your cell phone away? The response was, F off. Reeves then left the theater and complained about texting to the theater manager. When he returned, the disagreement escalated. Golly. Olson's widow, Nicole, testified that things got out of control quickly. I thought it was so silly that it got to this point where these two men are going to start bickering and causing the attention of other patrons. Surveillance video may be key to the jury's ultimately decides. The defense said it shows Olson's throwing his cell phone at Reeves, and then more clearly shows Olson grab Reeves' popcorn and toss it back at him. Reeves said in court he felt threatened. I didn't know he grabbed somebody else's popcorn. Yeah, I don't know. He's an old guy. He was 71 at the point. This was 8 years ago this happened. He just now starting court today. I perceived that at some point, that's when the pistol came out And what did you do next? Reeves was asked. I shot him, Reeves said. The testimony came during a 2-week hearing in 2017 when the judge eventually decided that this was not a case of stand your ground. You can see that Mr. Reeves at the time gets hit with the popcorn, reaching into his pocket to get the gun. He pulls it out at that point. He claims that Olson is leaning over. There doesn't appear to be any evidence to that extent. Reeves was in jail for 6 months after his arrest, but he's been out on bail ever since. The case generated national attention. Will now turn on spotlight of Florida and its controversial stand your ground and self-defense laws. It's not controversial. Okay, every state has, to some extent, a stand your ground law. And if it's not every state, it's like 40 out of 50 states do. It's an overwhelming majority. A free man minding their own business does not have to subjugate themselves to your whims. There's a very simple solution for Mr. Reeves and his wife, his son, his daughter-in-law. Just pick up and move. The theater was generally empty. I mean, they had the whole theater to themselves. Move to the other side, move to the middle. Move a couple of rows up, whatever it takes to get out of the line of that phone. And that solved the problem. Mr. Reeves created a confrontation that didn't need to happen. I mean, why are you talking to people? Would you talk to people today after this whole thing? People don't talk to each other at all nowadays. They just, I don't know. It's all one big convolution. So anyway, we'll see. That should be fun. That should be real fun. Let's talk about the latest of Joe Rogan here. Don't know if you saw this. Rush Limbaugh's brother put something up about this. I believe it's David Limbaugh. So here's Andrew Yang. I think he was the guy who ran for Communist Party or something like that, president. He had tweeted out that Joe Rogan wasn't racist, and then he deleted it. And now the Asian man, who Asians are really white people, was some stupid thing I saw. This is so stupid. I mean, all this boils down to is white liberals are the ones calling everybody racist. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, here I am. I live in the South. And there are places in the South where there are no other races but white. They're like that all over the country. I mean, it's in big cities, yeah, like New York. Not everything is New York City in the rest of the country, okay? But they think everything is like how they see it. They can't think past their concrete jungle. And, you don't see. Why would an Asian person be in the mountains of East Tennessee? I mean, there's no time in history where they migrated to this area that I'm in. And I mean, there's no influx of importation or jobs or whatnot or products or anything else like that. It doesn't make, it's not a thing. So you don't see different races in this. And it's like, when you do, it's no big deal. It's cool. I mean, I'm cool, you're cool. But no, man, these people, this New York City liberalism has just created this craziness. I mean, maybe a little Seattle too. Maybe Seattle and Portland and New York City are all trying to combat to see who can just slide off into the water. Here's what it is. It's the damn oceans, maybe. Maybe if you live on the coast, it's poisoning your brain. Who knows? Anyway, Andrew Yang apologized for saying Joe Rogan isn't racist because he works with black people. Andrew Yang works with black people or Joe Rogan? Former Democrat presidential candidate. You know what? We're going to take all the ads off this too. Boom. I don't think Joe Rogan is racist. The man interacts with and works with black people literally all the time, Yang tweeted Sunday. Yang, who previously appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience in February 2019, added, "Do I know black friends of Joe's who would swear by him? Yes, I do." Oh, wow. That's cool. Here's the thing. Like, they're trying to so oversaturate everything. If you are a black person today, what you ought to do is you ought to sell your friendship to people. So like these, especially these white liberals, they're looking for that. And you could come with a thing like you'll follow them on social media for like, I don't know, $500. You'll become their Facebook friend. You're crazy not to set this up. That way they could, have access. They see all your pictures and everything. For like $1,000, you'll have a picture taken with them. I really, literally would do that. I think it's the greatest idea because these are ultra elites that come up with this craziness here. That is like it's like, oh, and they're the ones that always say, and I know black people, and I have a black friend. I have a black friend. Oh my gosh, that. How do you know that you're talking to a liberal racist when they say I have a black friend? Let's see. Yang's comments come one day after Rogan, who's been the center of controversy regarding COVID vaccine misinformation, a Spotify podcast, blah, blah. That has nothing to do with this. Notice how it went from, oh, he's a bad person. Neil Young wants his music off the platform. Maybe Neil Young's racist. Think about that. Because Neil Young didn't mind being on the platform with now a racist. They're not trying to say that Joe Rogan's racist. Neil Young didn't mind being on there with racist Joe Rogan. But he minded about being anti-mandate Joe Rogan. Oh, man. I think Neil Young's the racist there. He sympathizes with racist. Yang deleted his original tweets and shared a new thread saying, I think we should have the capacity to forgive people, whether a podcaster or a mayor. They mess up. Maybe it's because I mess up too. Racism is real. I mean, I love how the Asian man, they've given him the white guilt. I made a mistake in an earlier tweet tonight that downplayed these realities. When is the Democrat Party going to admit that they were the party that supported racism, slavery in America? They supported the Nazism of Germany. Look at pull up Joe Kennedy, his letter to Franklin Roosevelt, saying that he thought it was great. Liberalism with what's his name? I can't remember his name now. The English Prime Minister that said, we have with this letter, this guarantee from Adolf Hitler, we finally have peace in our time. So how that worked. So it also hurt people, which is never my intent. I'm sorry. Do you guys go to kindergarten? Did y'all go to kindergarten? Has it changed as much? I remember we were taught like on the first day of kindergarten, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never harm me. Well, now words are worse than bullets. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm learning. I appreciate those who reached out to express their feelings, Yang added. The tweets are the latest event in Rogan's Spotify saga. Rogan's one of the streaming platform stars. Spotify's from Switzerland. What do they care? Rogan's podcast has been criticized by select. Yeah, it'd be. I'm not gonna say it. Rogan defended himself last week, trying to try harder to offer more of a balance on his podcast. Why? Why do you have to do that? The key word is my podcast. I mean, this is just stupid. I support. I'm for. And again, I've never even heard Joe Rogan. I don't think. But I'm for you guys on either any side of the spectrum. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's called a marketplace of ideas. A very liberal Supreme Court justice came up with that. Oh, all right. Joe Rogan, Andrew Yang, he comped out. Anyway, again, I don't care. I love everybody. All I want is love for everybody. I want good times and fabulous success. Trying to see here. I got this other one. I thought maybe there might be an update. Let's see what's going on here on this one. Well, we don't know because it won't pull up. Internet's funky again. Did that not share? Did my last thing not share? The Andrew Yang? It did, didn't it? I swear, guys, I've got to get another monitor. I'm signed up for Buy Me a Coffee. I need to put up there like please pitch $1 in for her to help an idiot improve this stuff. Let's see here. I'm joking. I'd never ask for money from anybody, but I do have my coffee because this is fun. This is just fun. Where'd this go? Andrew Yang, Ashley Ears, Oakley. Okay, there you go. Share this. Now, make sure I'm still on StreamYard. Yes, there we go. We're sharing. Excellent. Okay, so if you've seen this lady, Alexis Gabe, she's a missing person. I swear we're going to have to start putting GPS locators on women. They go missing so often. What's up with this? So I did a video on this earlier. It's really crazy that they found her car at an intersection, like in a neighborhood. It was a nice looking neighborhood. You know, we're not talking about the hood or anything. This is this is a nice looking place, and you know, you have to. Well, why do you get out of your car? You know, of course, the article never says anything like, you know, her car started, or there's no mechanical reason for her car to stop or anything. It's just like, oh, they found her vehicle here, and you know, this is what happened. Blah blah blah. See, on Tuesday, the Oakley Police Department said they served a search warrant. Oh yeah, so anyway, they did the ping on her cell phone. And this is why I talked about this yesterday too. They pinged her cell phone, and it was like, I forget what time that night. It's the last time she had used it. The night she goes missing. Then her ex-boyfriend said like he saw her like at 9:30 that night. So it was like after the last home was located on Bent Tree Way. According to police, the Oakley Police Department was assisted by the Antioch Police Department and the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office. The OPD remains committed to locating Alexis, and we will continue investigating steps in place. The police department was still held off on identifying the suspect or person of interest. So that's what I knew. And the suspect was her ex-boyfriend. I saw that somewhere, and it doesn't have that here. So anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, here it is. There she is right there. If you've seen this lady, Alexis Gabe, please contact Oakley Police. Of course, let's see here. They have a number here. Oakley Police Department at 925-625-8060. So that is it in a nutshell. Anyway, nothing else that I know of is happening real big. So I said this is a quickie. We've got over the weekend, Yellow Flash, no drama on it on the Flashcast. Had a good Friday night chat. We're going to do one, I think, this Friday, so be sure to check in. Same bat channel, sometime bat time. And other than that, guys, I appreciate it. I gotta get out of here. I gotta do my day all over again, and it sucks. So anyway, guys, be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Until next time, Godspeed.